Sure, Blackberry Spindrift, here we go. Okay, if I could do it all over again, would I have gotten on Suboxone? Many people have asked me this before, and yeah, so I guess I'm going to answer it for you. And well, I'll just tell you, I would no and yes, and I'll explain why. My allergies are bothering me again, so I apologize if I sneeze or whatever. There we go. Oh, real quick, I'm putting out a special video tonight of me blowing up things, okay? Crappy sparkling water, that's what I'm blowing up. You guys didn't know I did that, huh? Yeah, I'm sneaky. So I figured I'd put out the footage tonight. Okay, but let's do this first, right? Oh man, if you're a first time, you're like, what is this guy talking about? Okay, so yeah, if I could do it all over again, what would I have done? Okay, and I'll start with if I were to answer yes. I'll tell you the reasons why I think it was good to get on Suboxone. And this is just it for me, really. These are just the reasons. These are the couple reasons why I say yeah. First off, it was saving me a lot of money at the time. Like, just being straight up, I was getting stuff on the street. So it helped me stop buying opioids on the street, okay? I was spending a lot of money on methadone at that time, and then just if I could get some perks or whatever here and there, I'd do it. I was buying Klonopin. The first time I got on Suboxone, it was a pill mill. Cash only was like $300 every time. That sucked, but it was saving me a ton of money, okay? The second time, my insurance took it. It was saving me a lot of money at that point, the second time around. And the second time around, I think I've told this before. I told my doctor, I was like, I'm buying benzos. I'm addicted to benzos. I'm dependent on them. If you don't give me something, like I have to go get them on the street. And so he gave me a 1 milligram prescription of that too. So that was that. So I'm just saying, like, that was a plus right there. And I'm not gonna be going to this guy. This guy sold Adderall and methadone and Klonopin and stuff. And I was spending a lot of money and just getting out of that game. In this town that I work, and then it's no joke. It's like, it is a divine providence, dude. Seriously. I got a call from my boss, and he wanted me to move to a bigger store, and that's what I did, and I got out of that town completely. So that was really great. Anyway, okay, but I'm sorry. I keep blabbing. But so that's number one right there. Putting myself in terrible situations. And but I'll tell you right now, I got people in my family that are on Suboxone, and there's a lot of trading going on and stuff. You know what I mean? So as far as abuse, like, yeah, you can just abuse Suboxone, and I did that some, So yeah, so there's that. Okay, so saving lots of money, getting off the street stuff, and then, I will say another thing is it did help me when I tapered and stuff. Like, it helped me do that, and be honest. And not that I was always honest on my Suboxone program. I would use more Suboxone at times and stuff like that, but yeah, that did help me. That helped me. Just having the script, kind of goes in with saving money and stuff, but just having a prescription, knowing that you have it, you don't have the stress. But tapering and working at that for years did help me in a lot of ways to just get over using this stuff and learning to hate it. It really helped me learn to hate it more. I did hate it, but not enough. I'd relapse all the time, you know what I mean? But I really learned to just hate it. I hated how I felt on it. I hated the taper. I hated even when I wasn't tapering. I'd level up. I just didn't like the way it made me feel. So that was, so that all helped me, okay? Getting on a script, saving money, the taper was good for me in so many ways. Now, if I were to say no, and what I'm getting at is the withdrawal process. If I could do it all over again, would I've gotten on Suboxone? This is hindsight 2020, but no, it really would be no. It would have been easier for me to get off of pills, fast-acting stuff. Now, I was taking a lot of methadone, though. So if we're just going to compare methadone to Suboxone, I would have rather taken Suboxone and gotten off Suboxone. Methadone, you can get a lot higher on methadone, But coming off of it, well, yeah, if you're going to get higher on it, it's going to suck even more coming off of it. That's just what it is. But I'm talking like fast-acting pills. That's what I'm talking about, okay? So getting off the pills is going to be intense. It's going to be more intense than the Suboxone withdrawal. The Suboxone withdrawals really are not that bad for the most part. I mean, it sucks and stuff. And I had people tell me it was terrible for them, and it probably was. But I get more people that I talk to that are surprised that it's not as bad as they thought in the early stages. That's the thing. It's the long haul. Getting off Suboxone is what makes it tough. I was saying, oh, this is easy. This has been a nice surprise. This has been a nice surprise. As I made all these videos until I think it was month 6, I was like, no. Now it's like I'm realizing the picture. I'm like, no, this does suck just as bad as anything I've gotten off of in its own way. I'm the type of person that I don't mind. Well, I mind. It really sucks, but tuck yourself away for a couple weeks and go through the crap. And then you're going to, and like coming off pills and stuff. But then you're going to deal with the post-acute withdrawals with anything you get off of. Heroin, morphine, oxy, whatever, Vicodin, whatever it is. You're going to have to deal with post-acute withdrawals. But the thing is, the post-acute withdrawals don't last as long as Suboxone and methadone and stuff like that. That's my reasoning why I would have rather withdrawn from pills, okay? Some people like to avoid that intense stuff at the beginning, and sometimes, opiate, those pain pills and stuff can be harder to taper for some. I'm talking to a lady right now that she's tapering off of like Vicodin right now, 5s and 10s. She's really not taking a ton right now. She's doing really good. I'd jump if I were you. I really freaking would. But she's finding she's finding that she can taper from it. She doesn't want to get back on Suboxone. See, she jumped off Suboxone, or I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know. Sorry. No, she did. Yeah, that's right. She did. She jumped off Suboxone and then a benzo, and then she relapsed. But she doesn't want to get back on Suboxone. Okay. And I know why. I see why. I mean, like, seriously. The first time I got off Suboxone, when I was on it years and years and years ago, I switched over to fast-acting stuff like morphine and oxy. That's what I did. I knew I did not take any methadone. I didn't have to at that time. And that was my plan. Well, I was only on those ones for like a couple months, maybe 3 months, dude. It wasn't long enough to really eliminate the real picture of the post-acute withdrawals from the Suboxone. But I wasn't on stuff as long back then either. And I really started turning a big corner at like month 5 or 6 back then, where this time around with Suboxone, it was a roller coaster, the whole way, but it was over a year. I mean, it was like 14, 15 months, before I really was like, okay. And now I was turning a corner. I relapsed after 7 months. So there's still some stuff that needed to be ironed out, but I kind of doubled up on it. You get what I'm saying? That's the thing. If you're planning to switch over to a fast acting, opiate or whatever, be advised. You're not going to just do it for a month and get off of it. The point is Suboxone post-acute withdrawals go for months. You'd have to iron that out. And then I don't want to tell you to do this either, because I do not advise this. Don't be like, oh, I want to jump right now, but I don't want to deal with the post-acute withdrawal. So you're going to get on fast-acting opiates for another 6 months, another 9 months, or a year? That's not a good idea. That's not a good idea. And that's what you have to do to eliminate. If you've been on Suboxone for years, that's what you'd have to do to eliminate that. So I wouldn't suggest that. This is just hindsight 2020. This is what I did back in the day when I didn't know what I was doing and I was just experimenting with stuff. And I mean, I guess that's good that I did, because now I can kind of talk about my experiences doing that. But it wasn't a great idea. But that was my thought. The thought was right, but I didn't understand. And I was just going off of stuff I read about Suboxone. That's all it was. I knew no one that had done it. I didn't ever watch a YouTube video of anyone doing it. I had no clue. But yeah, so really that's it. That's it. There's something else that was good about being on Suboxone was, I could get a buzz on Suboxone, and there was ways to get a buzz. If you're always tapering, or if you're at a high dose, like when I was at 32 milligrams, 24 milligrams, and you just take that all day. No, I didn't get high. I didn't ever let myself get low enough to get high. It's when you let yourself get low enough and then you take extra, that's when you can get high on Suboxone. But I could never get as high on Suboxone as I did on other stuff. Methadone got way higher, obviously way higher on morphine and oxy and stuff like that. You know, pretty darn high on methadone though, for sure. But so that's a positive too. So really, I guess I have more positives about being on Suboxone than not being on it. So you decide. You decide for you. All it is just going to be a less intense, longer process. The other one's going to be more intense, but it's still going to be a process. That's the thing. It's still going to be a process, especially if you've been on this stuff for a decade plus. I mean, it's just going to be what it is. So my suggestion would be this: whatever you're on, get off of it as soon as possible, as soon as you are ready. You know, and try to get ready. There you go. Okay, God bless all y'all. V for victory and salute.